My name is Dri Jack. I'm from College Park, Georgia, and I'm a Virgo. It's yours. I'm a recording artist. I'm a songwriter. I'm a postpartum doula, and I nanny from time to time. I love kids. So I got started in my artistry when I was young, I would say. My whole family sings, and my dad's a pastor, so we grew up singing in the church. But I was the shy one. I'm the baby of 4, so I was like, no, I'm okay. I don't want this. And then in middle school, I was forced. I would say forced. But my choir teacher said, I think that you should sing for the talent show this year. And she signed me up without me knowing. And basically forced me to sing. But that pushed me outside of my comfort zone. And that was the moment that I knew that I wanted to sing for the rest of my life. So yes, I'm a part of the Radio Creators Program. It's a beautiful opportunity that Issa Rae's label and Google partnered to bring to 4 individuals, 4 females in the music industry. They picked 2 composers and 2 recording artists, so I'm one of the 2. But I found out about the competition because I submitted to the competition before this competition. I submitted to the Insecure competition, songwriters competition, and I didn't get it, but I was steadfast. And this one came across my Instagram, and a bunch of people was sending it to me. And I had already submitted it by the time people started sending it to me, so I didn't know what that meant, but I guess it's confirmation after the fact. But yes, I submitted the same 2 songs that I submitted to the Insecure competition to get chosen, and they chose me I guess early April of this year, 2022, and I definitely cried because the opportunity itself is just magnificent. Issa Rae, first of all. Google, second of all. Google knows my name. Google sent me a package to my house. That's nuts. But yeah, just the program is to, represent and amplify underrepresented artists in the industry, independent artists who are working hard to get their name out there. So Google and radio partnered to have the competition and to fund all of our projects, all of our next projects. So they funded my EP, The Other Side. So with working with them, we had our first call with a first creative call with everyone on the team, and they, listened to some unreleased music that I had already submitted, as well as unreleased music that they had never heard. And then we just started the conversation of where I wanted my next EP to go, or how I wanted it to be. Full creative control as well, and that's unheard of in this music industry as if you're going, with a label. But full creative control, and I just wanted this next EP to really show my growth as an artist. And so we had our first call, and they were like, so who do you want to work with? Do you have producers in Atlanta, or do you want to work with other people? And I have producers in Atlanta, but I was very open to their opinion and who they were suggesting. So they suggested a producer team called The Breed. YA and Snacks make up The Breed. They are Grammy nominated producers. Okay, I'm so honored. So we got on the call with The Breed, and I just talked to them about where I was in life, and just being in a healing journey of my own. It's important to share that with the people that you're working with, so that they can be on the same page as you, and so that the creativity can just flow more freely. Man, working with The Breed was amazing. First of all, on our first Zoom call, we was just talking shit to each other off rip. So I'm like, okay, yeah, they can rock with me. And so once we got in the session, I played some other music just to give them a more better vibe of where I was. in my recording stages of like recording new music and working with new writers. We had a writer in there, Avery. He helped write the EP as well with me. And yeah, it was just free, real free, real like just, oh, what you think about this? Collaborative. It was so much fun, so much fun. We had how many sessions? Six sessions. So we recorded it in 3 weeks, and yeah, we just was in there getting them out. Ooh, my favorite part of this entire experience is bringing my team on. I'm of course like I have a big heart, so working with people is important to me. And if I have a good relationship with them, of course, I want them to come everywhere with me. So on my first call with radio, once I knew that I got the program, I asked them that once they start talking about like, oh, okay, you're gonna do a video, you're gonna do this, do that, and once they started talking to me about that, I said, okay, can I bring my production team? And they were like, oh, you have a production team? I'm like, yeah. We've been working together for 10 years. Okay. Shout out to Stab Lab. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring my people with me, and that was the most exciting part because I could, you know. And it was no, you can't bring them. No, you know what I'm saying? Like they respected that I worked with other people, you know what I'm saying, before them, of course, and they respected what they brought to the table as well. The most challenging part of the radio creators program, I would say, it wasn't challenging. It was really like I would say it was a reward after being tested. A couple months before I got the program, I was in 2 car accidents. It was just like a lot of turmoil that was like kind of trying to distract me. But once this program came about, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm just do it. Like it just kept going. Like when I got the email, I had totally forgotten that I had even submitted because it was, it was taking so long. But that's what happens I grew up doing musical theater, so once you audition for things over a certain amount of time with musical theater, they don't tell you whether or not you got it or not. So you go in, you work hard for that audition, you learn them lines, learn them lyrics, and you could possibly never hear from them again. So to get that and to know like just where I was in my journey, like okay, I'm working. So whatever it is that's going to come to me is going to come to me. So the Insecure contest, I submitted, and I kept going. I literally submitted the same exact song for the Radio Creators Program. So it's just a message of you got to keep going, being resilient, and you never know what's on the other side. So I lost my brother in 2008. So grief has been a part of my life for a long time. But after grief, you get to being with someone in a relationship, and sometimes the relationship seems like it's cool in the beginning, and then you grow up. Things happen. I lost a baby in 2016, due to ectopic pregnancy, and people don't talk about ectopic pregnancies. People don't talk about postpartum depression that comes after pregnancy. So in my journey, it was important for me to let go of like the pain and the grief that I was holding. 2020 during the pandemic, that's when really, we were sitting down. No, we couldn't go nowhere. You really had to sit with your thoughts and your feelings and like really figure out, okay, like what are you doing? What's gonna happen next? And when I sat with my feelings, I realized like the grief that I was holding was like hindering me from like really, really living my life. Of course, grief is just love that you can't give to someone, but it was hindering me from like having an open mind or just being present in the moment and being more creative. That's important for you to go through life. So the doula part really came out of nowhere, but I think it was, God just working. One of my best friends from Atlanta, we met in church. She is in school to be a doctor, and her first year of school, they were just sending, programs, just regular or any various program to her, just to see if she was interested. And she got the doula program in her email, and she called me and she was like, "Hey, Dri, would you be interested in being a doula?" And I was like, sure. Like, I guess, yeah, what do I have to do? And she was like, it's a free training through BWHI, and they are just doing the training over the summer, and all you got to do is send in a video. And I was like, okay. So I look up the video, and it's like, what makes you want to be a postpartum doula? Have you ever experienced postpartum depression? And like getting into all those questions. And I was like, have I experienced postpartum depression? Like thinking like, I think I might have. It makes me think of all the women that go through ectopic pregnancies and don't even know that you could go through postpartum depression after that, even though you don't have a baby. So going through the training for the postpartum doula service, it just helped me be more open about that experience. With the training, everyone, of course, shared their stories. On the first day, everybody was crying because it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really tough, and it's really great that BWHI had that program for all of us to be able to share our stories and to be able to grow from that. And on top of that, be able to take their training, take their knowledge, put it in, our words and how we move in the world and help other moms. Could have been is basically that space that you're in when you're feeling a void after you break up with someone. That gray area. You're like, you've been away for a minute, and then you're like, wait, should I go back or not? And then you start thinking like, well, they could have did this, or I could have did this, and that's literally you could have been great. We could have been more than what we were before we broke up, or things like that. The hook says, "You was all that when we first met, hearts in the grave. I was too attached. My heart's crying out, but you ain't hit me back." And it's just like, you was all that. Like, we was cool. You was everything. You know what I'm saying? And then you did what you did, and now we're here, and it's like, I can't think about then. I can't think about what could have been. Like, during my healing journey, thinking about the past was holding me in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't continue on and live your life freely if you're thinking about the past, holding that, with you. Even if you're saying that you not, like it's in you, it's in your head somewhere. So could have been is basically letting that person know, like, I'm straight. You wasn't hitting me back when I was trying to, give you my heart. So, Space is one of two songs off of the EP The Other Side that when they played the track, I had the melody off rip. Like, they played it and I was like, okay, like, get my phone, like, do record, like, do the voice memo, how we do. But yeah, like, it was so organic that it was like, this is where I'm at, like, this is where I'm at right now. Space is literally about being in your own space, not really caring about what anyone says, and not in like I don't care what you say, I'm not gonna listen to you, but more in I know where I am, and I know where I stand, and I know where I want to, how I want to show the world, like, where I'm at. Like, that's space. You're in your space. No one can. You give no fucks what they're talking about. Okay, that's space. The first line says, "You can say what you want, but they own me, baby. Don't be checking on me and my situation." It's like, you can see that they're on me. Like, you can see what's happening. You can see what's happening in my life. But now you want to come on. It's like, nah, you can stay over there. Because I'm good in my space. Okay, that's it. You good in your space. You don't need nothing else but you. And the video is just even better. You know what I'm saying? I got a little choreo in there. Shout out to Arnisha for choreographing. Sab Lab for shooting it. You know, it was just a beautiful experience. Traffic in Atlanta, Stronger Together, who put this together? All of the, you know, Black independent owned businesses that come together just to put something beautiful out. Space is a beautiful video. Could have been is a beautiful video. Please go watch it. Go get those streams up and subscribe on YouTube. Hello. My favorite song off of my EP, The Other Side, would be Let Go. This is the last song on the project, and it really discusses the place that I'm at now, after all the work, the work is never done, but after all the work to get to a healed space. When my brother passed in 2008, a blue and orange butterfly, was like flying around the house, and nobody else saw it but me until like a couple years later. But I have taken that message and used it as a symbol for my artistry, because it's really time to let your ideas flow, let your ideas fly. You can dream as big as you want to dream. Like, there's no limit to it. The song says, I know I need to learn to let go and just feel the breeze. I need to learn to let go and just live for me. You know, it's just living for yourself, feeling the breeze, and letting your dreams float like butterflies. I think that's what butterflies mean to me now. You know, I didn't know that back then. I didn't know that through losing a lot of people through my life. I didn't know that through losing a baby. So it's just letting my dreams float like butterflies, letting my mind be completely open to what I can receive and to what I can give out. Alright, you can follow me at Dri Jack Music on every social media platform that you know of. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and download the EP, The Other Side.